Hey guys, I'm back with another crochet video. I got this scarf pattern from Siren's Crochet here on YouTube. It was super easy to make and I really like how it turned out, so I thought I would show you guys the process and give you my tips and tricks. I will link Siren's video in the description box below, so if you want to make this scarf, definitely go watch her video first and use my video as a supplement. And without further ado, let's get into it. I used one ball of Noro Silk Garden Sock yarn in the colorway S87, and I used a 4mm crochet hook. I think that crochet hook size was perfect to make this scarf, although I will say that I was playing a little bit of yarn chicken at the very end, but if you make the scarf a little bit smaller, you can totally avoid that. This pattern is essentially a 2-row repeat, so you work from the straight side of the scarf out to the point and back again, turn your work, and repeat the process. This allows you to make the triangle as big or as small as you want it to be. The first row of the pattern starts with a chain of 6 that is then turned into a V-stitch. So you chain 6, turn your work, and then put a double crochet in the bottom of that chain to create the V. Next comes 3 double crochets in a row, and these are placed directly in the middle of the cluster of 7 double crochets in the previous row. So you skip 2 double crochets, put 3 double crochets one after the other in the center of that cluster, and then chain 1. Each subsequent V-stitch is placed in the top of the double crochet that separates each of the clusters of 7 in the previous row. In this case, each V-stitch is made of a double crochet, chain 3, and another double crochet placed in the same stitch. You then repeat the pattern of 3 double crochets and 1 V-stitch all the way up the side of the scarf until you get to the point. At the point of the scarf, you'll have 2 of those clusters of 7 double crochets connected by 1 double crochet between them. When you get to this point, you make your V-stitch, then put 3 double crochets in the middle of that first cluster of 7 as usual, and then you'll put 2 V-stitches in the center double crochet that connects those 2 clusters of 7 double crochets. To make the 2 V-stitches, do 1 V-stitch as you normally would with a double crochet, chain 3, and another double crochet in the same stitch. Then chain 3 again and put another double crochet in the same stitch. Then repeat your 3 double crochets in the top of the next cluster of 7, and you've completed the point. Continue repeating the V-stitch and 3 double crochet pattern until you get to the next corner of the scarf. Once you get to the corner, put a final V-stitch in the very last stitch. Here you can see how the pattern repeats itself all the way around the edge, going V-stitch, 3 double crochets, and then V-stitch again. Now on to the second row. The second row consists of 7 double crochets placed in each V-stitch, and then 1 double crochet placed in the middle of the 3 double crochets you had on the previous row. Start by chaining 3 and then turn your work. Then place 7 double crochets in the space of the V-stitch in the previous row. Next, put 1 double crochet in the top of the middle double crochet of the cluster of 3 in the previous row. Repeat the pattern of 7 double crochets and 1 double crochet over and over until you reach the point. Hopefully this can help you see how the pattern repeats itself and how simple it really is. Each row consists of 2 stitches that you alternate all the way along. I'm trying to point out that Each time you come to a different stitch on your row, the stitch below indicates the stitch that you'll be placing in the new row above it. For example, the cluster of 7 double crochets will always go in a V-stitch. The pattern repeats again at the point. Here you'll be putting 7 double crochets in the first V-stitch, 1 double crochet in between the 2 V-stitches, and another 7 double crochets in the next V-stitch. Chain 1 and place your next double crochet in the top of the center double crochet in the cluster of 3 from the row below. Continue to repeat until you get to the next corner. At the next corner, place 7 double crochets in the V-stitch at the very end, and then place another double crochet in that post at the very edge. Now you'll have a total of 8 double crochets at each corner with 7 double crochets inside the V-stitch and 1 post at the very end. Now chain 6 and keep repeating those 2 rows until the scarf is the size you want. Now it's time for the border. The last row you make before the border should be a V-stitch and 3 double crochet row. It's kind of hard to gauge how much yarn you'll need for your border, and at this point I realized I was going to be playing yarn chicken, so I went into my stash and found something that was similar enough that I could have it on hand just in case. The nice thing about this self-striping colorway is that it's pretty forgiving in terms of matching yarns that you might already have in your stash. So the border consists of a repeat of 5 double crochets with 4 picot stitches and 1 single crochet. In each V-stitch, you'll place 5 double crochets. The first 4 double crochets will have picots on top of them. So the pattern will go 1 double crochet, picot, 1 double crochet, picot, 1 double crochet, picot, 1 double crochet, picot, 1 double crochet. To make the picot, chain 2 on top of your double crochet, then insert your hook into the first 2 loops at the top of the front of that double crochet, pick up a loop, pull it through, and then pull through 2. Double crochet, chain 2, insert your hook into the 2 loops, pull through a loop, pull through 2 loops. At the point, place 4 double crochets with picots on top of them into each of the V-stitch spaces, and in between, place 1 double crochet with a picot on top. So that's a total of 9 double crochets with picots. Now that you've made your 4 double crochets with picots on top, you're going to place 1 more double crochet right there in the top of the double crochet below it with a picot on top of it as well. Now place 4 more double crochets with picots in the next space in that second V-stitch. Place a single crochet in the top of that center double crochet, and that's the point finished. Right here at the final corner is where I played yarn chicken. I was just a little bit short, and so what I ended up doing was unraveling a little bit of the yarn and then tying on some Noro Kakigori, which has a similar weight, I think, to this particular sock yarn. I really didn't mind that the color of the Kakigori didn't exactly match the color of the sock yarn, so I just tied it on with a double knot and continued all the way to the end. And here is the finished product. I really love how this scarf turned out. It's kind of more of a neckerchief. It's not super big because of the size of the ball of yarn I used, but I do like the size. I think it's really cute. I love how multicolored it is, and I'm looking forward to wearing it this spring. I picture myself wearing it with probably a t-shirt, much like the one I'm wearing in the video, with jeans and sandals. I think it'll just make a nice little pop of color. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and that it gave you some inspiration or helped you if you're trying out this pattern. And I'll see you in the next one.